What's going on, everybody? Ricky Robinson with 2XR Media, back again with another video. In this video, I'm just testing the FIFINE AMBITFUL Tank 3 microphone. So it is a USB-C and XLR microphone. There's also a 3.5mm port on the bottom of it for latency free or very, very low latency monitoring through that jack. And you do have knobs on the side. You have one for the gain of the microphone and one for the headphone gain. Now I do use Rode NTH100, I believe, or I'll put the name of the Rode headphones right here so you guys can see what headphones I'm using. But I've used that with this and it works pretty well. I'm able to hear myself fairly loudly, not too loud. It's not a lot of gain on that headphone. It's not a lot of gain on the headphone port, but it's enough to hear yourself and hear how you sound. So this is how it sounds in XLR mode, and this is how it sounds in USB-C mode. Do you hear any difference in USB-C mode versus XLR mode? So that's how I have it connected right now. The good thing about this microphone is you can record it and you can use it in XLR mode and you can use it in USB-C mode at the exact same time. So right now I'm recording it through the Rodecaster Duo and I'm recording it in there. I will be also showing you how the Rode Podmic sounds. If you guys notice, I'll pull this off real quick. So if you guys notice, there's a mesh in here, but it's a little bit darker, but there is a mesh in here, just like there is a mesh in here. Both of these microphones have pop filters built into them. So they should help a little bit with plosives. So this is how it sounds speaking directly into the top of the microphone. You can get a little bit of the proximity effect, but you are going to pick up some of those plosives if you're talking directly into the microphone like this. Now they do say to give you about 2 to 4 inches or 6 inches away from the microphone. So I'm about 2 inches away from the microphone right now, speaking directly into the front of it, but you're going to pick up that nice proximity effect. This gives you a nice sound in the audio. The pop filter that's built into this is a lot better than the pop filter that is on the AM8. This pop filter is pretty much useless in my opinion. That was my biggest gripe with this microphone. This pop filter is very soft and very felt. It's not a dense foam that we would need in a microphone like this to help with those plosives, unfortunately, but it does sound, this microphone does sound really, really good. It is a lot more loud and clear compared to this microphone. I'll put a clip in it to hear how it sounds compared to this microphone later on, if you guys are curious on how the AM8 stick to this video, and I'll let you hear how the AM8 sounds compared to the FIFINE Tank 3. So now this is the Rode Podmic, and it does give you a more broadcast sound. I mean, some people don't like the sound of the Rode Podmic. I enjoy the sound of the Rode Podmic, and this is the Rode Podmic without the pop filter. Rode just started selling these pop filters. These are for the 2nd generation Rode Podmic that has USB-C and a 3.5mm port on the bottom of it. This is how it sounds with the pop filter on it. It does help a lot. See, Peter Piper, it helps with plosives quite a bit. And both of these microphones are not using any processing. I'm not processing any of them. I will let you hear how it sounds with just generic processing from the Rodecaster Duo. I am not a person that does that very much, but it is built into the Rodecaster Duo, and you can make your microphone sound that much more better, that much more professional. So now this one is a little bit more sibilant than this microphone. This one has more low end to it. This one is a little bit high in my opinion. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Some people might want that. Like if your voice is really, really deep, you don't want to have too much bass in your voice, as far as, you know, getting the clarity out of it, and you don't want it to sound too muddy. This is the FIFINE Tank 3, and this gives you just a little bit more low end, a little bit more fuller sound in it, less sibilant. You pick up the S's, you pick up the sibilance in their voice, but it doesn't sound as high as the Rode Podmic does. So it's a nice sound out of this microphone. I like how it sounds. A really, really good sound. And again, the pop filter that's built into this thing is helping out a lot, because the AM8 just could not do what I'm doing right now. So they're very good microphones. They're very nice microphones. FIFINE has really upped the game as far as budget microphones. So this microphone right now, I believe it was about $80, and compared to $100 for the Rode Podmic, you have more flexibility in this microphone with the USB-C and the headphone port built into it. And if you're looking for the Rode Podmic 2nd gen that has the same functionality as this microphone with a little bit more functionality as far as like DSP, I wish this microphone did have DSP, but what DSP, well, I said DSP, so let me explain DSP. So if you have a settings, so if you have an application that works with this microphone or this microphone, then you can change your presets into the whatever computer you have it connected to. And once you move it to another computer, you will save those settings. So it saves the settings in the actual microphone. So that's what DSP is in a nutshell. So if this microphone had DSP, that would definitely put it right in line with the Rode Podmic USB-C, the 2nd generation Rode Podmic, for a fraction of the cost. Now the DSP might put it right close to that. I'm not sure how much DSP costs or how that really works totally, but I think if this had that DSP, that would push this over the edge just a little bit more. But for what it is and for how it sounds and for the price you can get it on sale most of the time. So even at $80, there usually is a sale on top of that, or a percentage off of that. Both of these microphones are very, very, very well built. This thing says tank, and it's built like a tank. This thing is built like a tank. It sounds really good, and it's built like a tank. It's heavy. The quality on it feels really, really good. Let's hear how it sounds compared to the FIFINE AM8. This is the FIFINE AM8, and as you notice, it is very, very clear. There is a lot of presence in this, but again, Peter Piper, that pop filter is horrible. I mean, compared to the pop filter on this thing, Peter Piper, pitch to pickle peppers. Peter Piper, pitch to pickle peppers. I mean, look how far I am compared to how I was far I was compared to this. The pop filter on this just needed to be upgraded, and I think this microphone, for the price, I think it's like $50 for this microphone, which is USB-C and XLR. If you want more information about this microphone, I have a video. I'll link it somewhere up here. But that is how it sounds straight out of the box, no processing. And this is how it sounds with processing. Again, this is just a generic processing that comes preset. So now this is with the broadcast preset on the Rodecaster Duo, and that is the AM8. I'm talking to the AM8 right now. Next, I'm going to try processing on the Tank 3. It is a little bit too high, a little bit sibilant. I'm sorry if that's blowing out your ears. Really apologize. Again, this is the FIFINE AM8. I'll turn it down just a little bit, just so it's not too high. But this is the FIFINE AM8, and this is how it sounds into the Rodecaster Duo. So now this is the broadcast sound in the Tank 3. If you guys notice, the gain is a lot less on this. So the pop filter that they built into it does cut down quite a bit on this microphone, but it's not that bad, and it sounds really good. Again, this is really, really clear. So like I said, this microphone has USB-C into it. And if you guys notice these knobs here, you got two gain knobs here on the side. One gain knob is for the gain of the actual microphone, the input, and this one is for the output that goes into your headphones. And there's also a button on the bottom, which you probably can't see because it's away from you, but there's a button right here that's green. So there's a green button on the microphone that allows you to mute the microphone. And I'm going to mute it right now to see how that sounds. And this is how it sounds when I turn it back on. So now you can notice if there's any popping, if you heard any popping or anything like that in the microphone when I did that. Of course, this is only available in USB-C mode, just like the AM8 and just like most of the microphones in this category, USB-C and XLR. The buttons, the dials, all of that stuff only works in USB-C mode. I hope you guys appreciate this video. I didn't want to really make it too long. Hopefully this is not too long. I mean, there's probably a ton of videos on this thing. I really wanted to review it for my channel, and I've used it for a little bit, and I think I like, for what it's, the way it sounds, the price, I think it is an excellent microphone. If you guys are interested in the FIFINE AmpliTank Tank 3, there is a link down in the description down below. Make sure you use that link to go to the shop. I am not getting a kickback from that. I'm still not quite sure when I'm going to start doing as far as like affiliate goes. I probably could for microphones like this and videos like this, but it's not really an affiliate. I just wanted to test the microphone. I wanted to hear it. I think they saw my video about the AM8, and they wanted to show me that they had something that was a little bit better, a little bit higher quality. And I am appreciative for them sending this microphone out to me. And I think it sounds really good. I think if you're looking for a Rode Podmic, I think maybe you might want to look into the FIFINE AMBITFUL Tank 3. All you need is USB-C to your device. You set it as an input and you're good to go. It is really easy to set up as far as USB-C goes. Now they do give you a USB-C to USB-A cable. I'm not sure when they started giving out USB-C to USB-A with the USB-C dongle on the end of it. I kind of wish they gave that to us with this microphone, but unfortunately they did not. And it probably came out before the AM8, and it probably came out before this mixer. So, I mean, that's fine. But I wish they did put a USB-C to USB-C cable, because most of the devices are now USB-C. But for what it is, I think this microphone sounds really good. My opinion of it, my final conclusion of it is it sounds really good. It is very flexible. It's not that as expensive as the Rode Podmic, so you can use some of that money to get a boom arm or an XLR cable. I mean, you might still come up higher than the Rode Podmic, but if you had the Rode Podmic already at $100 and you did have to get all that other stuff, then you're still going to be up higher than if you got this microphone and an XLR cable and all that stuff. So at least if you can find a boom arm, you're still going to be under what the Rode Podmic USB-C costs. So I think for what it is a really good bargain, a really good deal, and it is very, very useful and could be very, very useful to you. Going up against the FIFINE AM8, going up against the Rode Podmic, I think this microphone could definitely be very, very useful and definitely sound really good for your videos and your podcast and your gaming streams and whatever you use a microphone or whatever you could use a microphone for. So check it out, the FIFINE AMBITFUL Tank 3 if you're interested. Again, the link is down in the description down below. My name is Ricky Robinson with 2 Times R Media. Peace.